today. From Soldier Field in Chicago, it's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
One of the great venues to watch a game in any sport and one of the best home crowds in any sport, Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Taking it about the 1. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Green Bay's offense trots out, and just as it has been since Week 1 of the 2008 season, Aaron Rodgers leads the way, now in his 18th year in the National Football League.
There have been very few quarterbacks in the NFL who have been as consistent throughout their career as Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to elevate the talent around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 18 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown.
11 touchdowns on the ground this season, and the pride really extends throughout the entire offense. And in this case, I'm focusing on the offensive line. The leverage, the ability to get downfield, make that extra block in order to give him more space to run. They really look forward to him carrying the football because they're going to get him to the end zone.
4 yards the pickup, first down. On play action, Rodgers. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Rodgers. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. On 2nd down, it's Jones. Oh, what a move. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun, and he'll get it inside the 35. These two teams, you may remember, they met up at Soldier Field earlier this season with the Bears winning that one. So they're looking for this series sweep here in Chicago. Rodgers' throw finds its target, Dobbs. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 21. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now a first down carry by Jones. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers setting up the screen here. Aaron Jones. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A.J. Dillon, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. On for the point after is Randy Bullock. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was A.J. Dillon who capped it off with a touchdown run. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Amir Smith-Marset now from his end zone. Now a crease here. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Packers pick it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On first down, it's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Fields on first down. And again, back to Kmet. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. From the 50, here's Fields. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Deontay Johnson hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bears are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
The touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. And they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. This defense for the Bears, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards. That's a heck of a sign that this defense is really putting all the pieces together and doing it cohesively.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. And they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown. Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick six.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Fields trying to throw for it. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Santos out now. He'll kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the cap. There he goes, right side. A big play there on the catch and run. 73 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Jones again. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. Aaron Jones, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Packers are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And we are tied at 14. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Week 13 here in the NFL. First weekend of December. Playoff races definitely coming into focus now. And we got a couple of good ones in prime time. Tonight, national audience gets a look at the Colts for a second straight weekend. This time they're at Dallas, 7:20 Central Time for that kick. And then Monday night, Saints and Bucks from Tampa. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. The Bears at 11-1 now on the year. And they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
22 yards there, a 1st down. A play fake, now Fields to throw. He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone, and it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 26. Now Montgomery running right. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
They'll roll him out right. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Fields now to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. Santos' kick is up and through, and they take a 17-14 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Rodgers' throw is taken in by Jones. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. To throw is Rodgers. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Open man left side, it's the tight end Tunyon. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Rodgers now on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Rodgers, he'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And it's a Packers touchdown. Sammy Watkins, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Packers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Now Bullock to add the extra point. It's up and good to make it 21-17. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it's Sammy Watkins who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Bears going to take over now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. On 1st down, Fields. And the cover coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away. Back to the air, Fields on second down.
This is Chenault on the receiving end. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago. From the gun, here's Fields. Here's Johnson with a reception. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Fields. A full left side taken in by Kmet. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. To the air again, Fields. Open man, he finds Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bears have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taking it about the 1. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with Rodgers behind center, you wonder if they'll take one shot at this. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it.
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. This will be fielded inside the 5. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. Past midfield, look out. 30. 10. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Bears. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Hey, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
Now the point after try for Santos. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Well, we talk a lot about explosive plays on offense. How about an explosive play on special teams? Certainly one there on the kick return for a touchdown. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Second down, another shot for Jones. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Yeah, that is incomplete. That close on third down. I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on third and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
Fielded just inside the 20. So that a free 15 yards.
And it's always a tough one as a defender because a lot of the penalties that you commit, pass interference, holding, when they happen, you actually know what you're doing. But a face mask penalty, a lot of times it's inadvertent, but it still costs you the same amount of yardage.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Fields. He'll buy some time right. That'll be caught right side. Chenault with it. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He gets this one to Johnson. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down. Now a give running right is Montgomery. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, a run with Herbert. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw, Fields. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him. And the Packers force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. Rodgers will bring the Pack up with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll drop this underneath for Jones. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. Rodgers going to throw. The throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. Slant route, he's got Dobbs. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Rodgers now on 1st down. Caught by Cobb. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. David Ojabo in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now it's Rodgers. Looking for Tunyon on the crosser, and he's got it complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 29-yard line. Here's Rodgers to throw. This one swung out here to Jones. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. On the delay, Jones able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Throwing now is Rodgers. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Cobb. And the Packers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Jones. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
On 2nd and goal, Rodgers. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. He'll wind up losing 10 there, a full 10 yards, so that one hurts. And it brings up 3rd and goal. Now Rodgers. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Bullock's kick is good, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Here's Fields. Over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on third?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
It's a fake, and he's not going to get to the marker, and that's a turnover on downs. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him, and the Packers D comes up with a big stop. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal, and when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
To throw is Rodgers. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. One final try for Rodgers. We've seen this before. He's going to let it fly. That's caught inside the 20. And he's in for the touchdown with the clock reading 000. And the extra point, if they hit it, will send this thing to overtime. Now for the all-critical extra point. And he's got it. No problems there. The extra point up and good, and we are headed to overtime. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So it's the Bears who will have the first chance to win this thing as we are underway here in overtime. From the end zone is Smith-Marset. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Onto the field now come the Bears. All set up for him right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
There's Mooney with another catch. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
Off play action, Fields.
Complete. It's Johnson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmys and the Joes.
2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tie.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Throwing again is Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. They need 5 yards on third down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Here's Fields. And that will be incomplete. Well, I know you're toward the middle of the field here, but still, fourth down this distance, you got to punt it right.
That's definitely the first instinct because you say, okay, let's just play some field position, make sure we don't lose the game here, turn it over in a key spot. But if you feel really good about your trigger guy, if you feel great about him, you might want to leave the ball in his hands and let him work his magic.
Open man is Komet, the tight end. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. Draw play, Fields gives to Montgomery. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Going up the gut, Montgomery. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. On third down they go, Montgomery. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. And a timeout now here in overtime with 4 seconds remaining. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And now the Packers going to take another timeout. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. Santos' kick is up and through, and they have regained the lead. A lot more was on the line in this one than just defending your home field, CD. They defend their home field against a division rival and get the victory, so this one feels a little extra special.
It has to, right? There's always just a little more emphasis on games like this. Everyone talks about playing each game the exact same way, but you and I both know that is not true. Division rivals, you want to take care of business, not just at home, but against a team that you really don't like very much, too.